Hey, Dave again from Media Digitronics. In this video, I'm going to discuss how you include pop-up text in a action page. To do this, first thing I'm going to do, I got a couple of pictures here. I'm going to start with one of them. This is a holiday card that I made up using Scrap Page. I just made this up real quickly, and we'll use this as the backdrop for putting in text. Now, if you wanted to add a pop-up text into this picture, what we have to do first is we've got to go and get a text holder. So there's something over here under the media holders that's called PopupText Holder. All right, and it comes up, and you can put it anywhere you want on your picture, but let's just say I put it right about, there, let's say. Now, I don't really want this necessarily to be hiding everything while I'm working, so you can make it invisible or bring it back anytime you need it if you wanted to relocate it or something like that. But if you make it invisible now, it's fine, and it'll still render into the final action page. Now, the other thing I want to do is give the readers a prompt. I'm going to make a little text box here. I'm going to set it down here in this corner, and I'm going to say our holiday message. All right, and we'll just, I'll underline that and make it blue so people kind of tend to think that this is a link. And let's go with it there. I'll have to auto size it to fit a little bit better than that. But yeah, make it maybe just a little bit bigger, something like, oops, not quite that large. Make it down one from that. So there, now we've got our holiday message prompt, and to this text, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link a pop-up text. All right, now two ways. I could copy and paste, or I could type into this box here, but I can also select a file. So I've got a message here that I already made, and we'll just go ahead and copy this guy and put it in there. All right. So there's the text itself. Now to enhance it, we might want to say, notice these little boxes down here. They tell you how to change the appearance of your text. So I'm going to make this text a little bit larger. I'm going to say let's make it about 40 points, and we'll also make it red while we're at it. And then down here, I'm going to go back to a smaller font. Let's say 30, and I want to go back to black. So we'll tell it I want this also to be black. So that should do it. Now I'm going to add a closing X to this because I don't want it, if you pop it up, I don't want it to be there permanently. I want to give the viewer a option of closing it off. I don't want the background to be transparent. I don't want it to be visible at opening. It makes no difference if I tell it this is going to be the initial text because it's the only. I'll leave it bold. I'll leave it unbolded and no script, so that way it'll just come through a standard print. Okay, so now we go here and we say, fine, what do we got? Well, I'm going to build the action page, and as usual for these videos, I'm going to put it under my little test that I keep hanging around here that I can just keep overwriting and show what the final product would look like. I have to go over here and get my browser. Let me stick this over here so you can see what I'm going to do here. Yeah, and I'm going to tell it, yeah, let's view this page. All right. So there's the test page that we just made. Now, if I click on this holiday message, up it comes. It says Happy Holidays. This was from 2016, but it doesn't matter. And you can see now that the text scrolls through here, and it's on a white background so that you can. It's not transparent. That way you can see what's going on with this text overlaying your image. And because of this closing X up here, we can close it anytime we want and reopen it anytime we want. So that's how a pop-up text works. Now, I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go back up here to my project, and I'm going to start a new one. And let's put in a picture page, and it's going to ask me if I want to save this. I'll tell it no. This time I'm going to go and get another page here, and this is one I made too, but I put this together with Scrap Page, but it's an ancestral type of a page. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add another to this page, I'm going to add a pop-up text holder, but I'm going to stick it over here. I'm going to rotate it a little bit to be more consistent with the layout of the page. Actually, I probably a little less than that. There we go. Now it looks good. And we'll set it right about there. Now, in here, I've got a bunch of pictures already. And what am I going to do because I can't highlight those things? Well, one of the things you can do with graph pages, you can always get something I call a link tag. And I'm going to put this link tag over his picture. And keep in mind, if the pictures were still active, you could link to the pictures. But since they're not, we'll just put these link tags on here. And I'll make another link tag and set it over here on Anna. And finally another link tag. And we're going to set it down on Mary. Now you can't rotate link tags, but that's okay because I guess you can actually, but it's going to not make any difference in the end because they're going to rotate, or they're going to act just as if they were rectangles in the end anyway. So we'll just put it like that. All right, so now we got our link tags on there, and we got a text box. I think it might be interesting to put a cheater link tag, I might call it, up here in a corner. And we'll just stick it up here in the corner, and so that nobody knows it's going to really be there. These link tags, by the way, do not show up in the final package or in the final output. But on this one, let's make it a link, and we'll tell it that I want it to be a pop-up text, and I want it to be fairly big. I'll say 36 or something like that. And I'll say, click. I'm going to say click photos for more info. All right, so we'll tell it that. I'm going to make these all be transparent so that they blend into the background. And let's make this guy bold. And I'm also going to make it the initial text and make it visible at opening. So the pop-up text is really going to be more like an embedded text holder now. That's just going to be able to switch the text from one to the other. So it's visible. This is going to be the initial text. It's going to be on a transparent background. It's going to be bold, and it's going to be not have a closing X. So there, now we got everything we need in order to go ahead and set this pop-up text, which is really an embedded text in this case because it's going to be visible at opening. But anyway, we'll go ahead and set that. Now we can do the same thing for Anna. I'll go up here and say I wanted to do a pop-up text link. I have some text over here already that I've kind of typed out for her just so you can see real quick what I'm going to do here. Just put this in. Just did a copy and paste on that. Now I want to take Anna and I'm going to go in here, and the first thing I want to do is I'm going to make her name be just a little bit bigger, and we'll leave it there and for a line or two, and then we're going to take it back down to a smaller text, and we'll put let's do some paragraph separations here to make this a little bit more visible. And we'll put that one there and that one there. Okay, so now in this case, I don't want it to be the initial text. I'll leave it bold. And it's on a transparent background, and we want to make sure that the pop-up text holder is visible at opening, so it still is there. I don't want a closing X because I want this to be an embedded text. In any case, we'll go ahead and set that. Now we'll go over here to Joseph, and we'll do the same thing with him. I have some text as well for Joseph, so I'm just going to copy and paste his in here as well, but we'll open his pop-up text box, and we'll put this in, and now we'll format it sort of the same way we did with Anna. I want to do that. I wanted to go up here one, and we're going to say I want him to be 36, and we'll leave his name, or his name separated from the rest of the text, which we're going to take down again to a smaller size. And we'll just do the same thing on paragraph separations with him as we did before, just to make the presentation look a little better. And again, same settings. I don't want it to be the initial text. I want it on a transparent background. We'll leave it bold. I want to make sure that the text holder is open, and I don't want a closing X because it's embedded. All right, so fine. So now I did it for Joseph. Now I could keep going and put this one for Mary and other people, but for now, I think you get the idea of how this works. So we'll just go ahead now and build this page for local viewing like I usually do here, and we put it on my test page, which I always overwrite. And it's finished. So now we'll get to take a view of it. So you can see now that it comes up with what we had is this little guy up here in the corner that's sort of hidden. We had it to say, click the photos for more. All right, so if we click on Anna, remember we put her in there, and so there's her data that pops up. And if we click on Joseph, there's his data that pops up. All right, now as you could see, and I'm sure you can imagine, you can put these things all over the page. So if you had a whole lot of photos and a whole lot of information that you wanted to convey, you could just keep popping these things up, and they just keep coming up into wherever you set your PopupText holder. In this case, an embedded text holder, but nonetheless, it acts the same. So that's the way pop-ups and embedded texting works in ScrapPage Pro. And until the next time, this is Dave from Media Digitronics. Bye-bye.